Hey there, folks. It's 9:34 a.m. Monday, May 16th. Bada boom, bada bing. Um, huh. Anyway, for those new coming in, my name's Jay Essex. As you can tell, I'm a multimillionaire that works out of an incredibly expensive studio. um, like most all the rest of us, like everyone else, I'm just another person, a being, spirit being in a body. We're all made of different frequencies. We have different likes, dislikes. We have different things that we feel pulled towards, whether it's a physical thing or a desire to produce or create something for ourselves. Maybe taking care of things, like caretaker. That comes from compassion and heart. Some of us are explorers. That's what we like to do, is just get out and see new stuff. Sometimes getting in a car and just going down a different road is a whole lot of fun. One thing that everyone's using all the time that they don't realize is their metaphysical abilities. One of the most caustic, aggressively abusive to the self term there is the word psychic. You're going to find over time that word starts falling away more. When someone says they're a psychic, they realize that they have this ability to do stuff. They've just awakened part of themselves. Okay? The word psychic is, now everyone's been using it just so people have something to relate to, okay? But that is going to start fading away, because it's like, I have these psychic abilities. Everyone's got abilities, okay? Everyone has metaphysical abilities. What do you call a mother's intuition? You call it a mother's intuition. What is intuition? A metaphysical ability. It's an ability that's not physical, that doesn't really relate with our realm, quote unquote. Got coffee in the other hand. Here, quote unquote, of physical things. So that right there is proof that metaphysical abilities exist. That's only one. And we're not going in anymore. There's enough to talk about today. This is going to be a long one. Excuse me. How come I see this stuff, I'm aware of this, and other people aren't? Well, I'm no better than nothing else. I say that so much, maybe too much, but I'm trying to drive a point home. But once you know me, it's obvious. When I was young, I was kind of seeing things, doing things, aware of things, but I didn't really start waking up till about 2008. And I started having prophetic dreams that were just like in a soft white cloud of energy. And I was seeing things that were actually going to happen. Never try never waste time with divination, trying to see the future and then talk about it, because it's always moving. Everyone has multiple lifelines, and if everyone has multiple lifelines, like at least 3 to 7, then how can the future stay locked in somewhere? A few events are going to happen, okay? But other than that, everything's always changing. And if there's something on the other side running stuff, which there's supposed to be, there was, It was extremely problematic. It was both what you call God and devil. Um, it was the original first being, 27.5% negative, that divided itself into male and female. Um, it created the concept of God and devil to, use against you, to grow you, to abuse you while you're in the body, your spirit. Because what are you? Your spirit, sentient energy. There's 2 books in the creation series that I wrote, and hopefully I'll have time to get a DVD out for the 3rd book. Creation is beginning your origin. Where'd the first being come from, folks? It's right here, a small book, okay? 134 pages or something like that. That's where you came from. What came first, chicken or the egg? Simple. It's all here. The one that everybody's been calling, still does call God, where did it come from? That's how it was built, right in there. That's where it came from, okay? Creation's its journey evolving into paradise. There's no such thing as a true paradise where everything's perfect, but when something's really cool relative to something you have, we call it paradise because it's so nice. That's what's going on. Things are changing. For years, I've been engaged in doing stuff in what we call the second dimension. Some people call heaven, whatever you want to call it. What's in me is different. It's made to serve and protect. Fail-safe is unprotect. It's been real busy, and there's only a teeny piece of any of you that can fit in your body. Most of you that come to me, if we take you and put you in a helicopter and drop you in the middle of the U.S., your energy is barely touching or even further into both the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean. That's how big your energy actually is, while you're compressed in a body as much as possible. The strongest part of you is what's in that body, and then the rest of it flows out. So, everyone has access to abilities that they're not using, or they're unaware of the fact that they're using them. What I'm trying to do, this body is slowly dying. Okay, I have had health issues all my life, but now they're a lot worse, and it's getting time where I'm pretty much finished with my life. I ask everyone, please never hurt your body. Feed it, take care of it. Don't be in a rush to get out of it. Okay? Your lives are going to get better and better. Eventually, there's going to be lives had in energy bodies where you can make a solid body and just release it too, like the Fated. But anyway, that's a long time from now. So maybe 2,000 years. So it's just to throw a number out there for gestating. I'm trying to help everyone understand who they really are, what they can really do, and how to deal with it, and how to wake it up. And I'm not trying to, I am. It's important that you become yourself, especially right now. You're about to find out we have family in space. They've been here forever. Okay? They were here before the Earth had sentient life on it. Sentient life on this Earth happened a little over 11 million years ago, okay? And people throw out numbers with carbon dating and everything. You might as well be saying I found a piece of bubble gum that told me that it went, that it was from 1921 or something, okay? Carbon dating is, it might be all we have for many things, but as far as its ability to be accurate, okay, it's not. But don't we always have to use whatever tools we have available? I started talking about your abilities, how to wake yourself up. That's why I created the spiritualfoundation.com. That belongs to Deanna and Paul. I wanted to leave that, not jssex.com or jrSex.com. That's got my name on it. This is not about me. I had to have websites that had my name on there, so as you heard stuff like, who is this guy? I don't know. Some guy who's got this name is a goofy old man in overalls. That literally draws your attention to the message. There's no self-glorification there to the message, okay? That's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's supposed to be when I leave. The other websites will be hanging around for a while, but not much going on over there with them. It's to direct everything to the spiritual foundation. It's like a funnel, the outer rim of a funnel to bring you in to where everything is for you to help wake you up. I've started talking a lot about telepathy. Everyone has these crazy ideas about what stuff is. Okay, telekinesis, moving stuff. There is some stuff some people have done. Well, there's been some TV articles where people have done stuff and everything. That's really cool, but they didn't actually do it. It was their primary archangels that actually did it. And you're not going to see too much more of that right now because they've been taken care of. So anyway, let things be what they are. If you have a basic platform or foundation you can build off of that's actually honest, if you have honor, compassion, and equality, you have a rock solid foundation to build the rest of your life on, whatever, okay? A house, everything needs a rock solid foundation. So with telepathy is usually, telepathy can happen in different sections of the brain. It can go in and out of the crown. It can go in and out of the scanner. Don't bother looking up scanner. No one else talks about it. It's what is. Because I've gone into thousands of brains and evolved them, made them stronger, increased their abilities. I'm in there. I'm looking at it. I see the energy field. I deal with it. Pump it up, make it stronger, change the field itself. Most old people feel it. And those that are young enough and have good nutrition, or I say young enough, when someone gets to about 70 years old, it doesn't grow as much as when you're 40. Okay, but the brains are physically growing. Okay, proven fact, whatever. So anyway, that's how that's how I see this stuff. I just look at it. Okay, I'm a little different. My energy is very strong. I was brought here for a purpose other than the one that I'm serving right now. Right now, I'm serving my format to serve and care for, protect. It's like caretaker. Okay, I call myself the janitor. There's a reason for that. Clean up the messes, tighten up the broken doorknobs, make sure there's no hell going on in the building I'm responsible for, and then leave a nice place for y'all to work in the next day. I like to do it as quiet as possible, but when you're stirring stuff up to bring great change, you're going to get some attention. Especially when no one else has it. Where does this guy get this stuff? If people come up to me and say, Jay, I don't know where you get all this stuff. It just all makes sense. It's incredible how it puts life in order. It just fits. If you'll tell me what books you bought to get this information, I'll buy every one of them. And I said, man, I'm writing them. Just I'm there looking at it. It's no big deal that I'm doing it, but it's a big deal that it gets done. That's all. So telepathy, it goes through the crown, it goes through the scanner, but it mostly goes through the pineal field. Okay, when you're coming out, when you talk with your spirit guides, that's multidimensional. Okay, so it's the scanner works there, but it only to one above or one below. When you use the pineal, you can talk to beings anywhere that are anywhere in this universe. Let's just say that, okay? You can talk to them, and they can be in any dimension. Scanner, you can go this dimension and a little up, a little below. So it's not too good for getting all the way down into the dimension below us or all the way up into the dimension above us. That's where the pineal kicks in. When you talk to your spirit guides, folks, you're mostly using your pineal. Not all, but mostly. Sometimes it goes straight into the crown. It goes through the upper crown, the middle crown, the lower crown into the hypothalamus and working around that area. I know a lot about different parts of the brain as far as energy and what happens, and I talk about the basic stuff. That's all I need to. Okay, so when you talk with your spirit guides, folks, that's telepathy. Does it either talk with your spirit guides? You're telepathic. Da-da. Is it a big deal? It's really cool. It's important. So I guess it is a big deal. But is it as big a deal as some people make it? No. It's a natural thing. Why? Because it's you. It's who you are. It's part of you already. That's like pulling your back pocket out, looking at it and saying, wow, I've got a pocket. You know, yeah, you got a pocket. It's like part of your outfit, you know? It's awesome. Good stuff. I'm literally just sucking into this piece of labradorite right here. This has got a home it's going to go to here soon. Anyway, stone's really cool. The energy from stones helps us, works on the energy actually touches different parts of the brain. Excuse me, different energy fields in the body. So, what we're going to talk about is something that's going to be important a little more than 80 years from now. A little over 80 years from now is when this is going to be incredibly relevant. And also, there's something going on with 84. (2034, 2035, 2084, 2085). 2084, 2085 is when some of this information is going to come out. About 81 years from now, it's going to be common knowledge, actually talked about in well, whatever, like schools, whatever, doesn't matter, groups. And that's why I need to remake this video that I had before. There's nothing changing in it. My other hard drive with all that stuff has been wiped out, and there's a reason for that. I need to not have 500 videos, but a few videos with different titles, and just leaving you the basics that I need to leave you with before going. Okay, before before leaving this body and being the real me, not this. You know, this is like a flesh jumpsuit that you put on. You zip up and you run around a little bit, and then you take it off, and then you're your normal self again, free-floating spirit. Okay. As a lot of you know, I talk with spirit all the time. The Annunaki Ambassador, the Homeworld Ambassador, is a really cool guy. He's been here in the house. We're going to talk about that in a minute. As I talk about this stuff, you can look at me, feel into me, see if you think I'm telling the truth, if you feel I'm lying, and it, you know, it's all good because this is for now, but it needs to be here for later. Okay. Sometimes the truth takes a while to get out, but it usually finds its way. And now that the extremely aggressively abusive original first being male and female, now that they're gone, and the other things that want to maintain that were strong, now creation is finally changing. Everybody talks about disasters on 11. The number 11, watch out. Why is that? 911, what was that? That was right here in the U.S. bombing the towers. That was a bad disaster. 311, what was that? That was Tokyo. That was the nuclear reactor in Japan, anyway. It might have been Tokyo, not Tokyo. It just, you know, it wasn't, I guess it wasn't in Tokyo, but whatever. That was Japan, the nuclear meltdown. Why? There's all kinds of things like that in history where 11 pops up a lot. Why is that? Because that stood for the mother and father, the male and female original first being. And it's them standing there next to each other like this, saying, yeah, we're bringing it, deal with it. Don't worry about it. You know, you're in a body. Yeah, that's us. That's right. Bow. Praise. You're going to find that 11 starts bringing nice things. Calm, compassion. All right, I gotta stop just for a second and get some water, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. All right, not my favorite subject, but one last thing about me. It's not me, it's what's in me. The spirit put inside this body, and honestly, I guess that is me. Just like this with you and everyone else. Are we not the sum of our parts? A body of flesh with what they call a kundalini, two spirits within it. One part being that of the planet, energy that came from Gaia a long time ago and has not gone back in it since. And then also about 60% of your core spirit, or the kundalini, is actually you, your personal spirit. With me it's a little different just because of what I am inside. It's very strong. It has a special purpose, but I always say I'm no better than a stick in mud, and I mean it. It's just everything that exists in creation immediately has equal rights because it exists. That's where you start with equality at the very beginning, at the very basic fundamental level. So anyway, it's incredibly strong. That's why I can go into people's brains and change them. All your government agencies have been real excited about that for years. Right now they're kind of calmed down. I actually haven't said that. Looking at them now, they're not. They're waiting for the change coming. They don't know what to think. Your different government branches, blah. They're the upper echelons of a lot of them are a problem. Homeland Security is a big problem. The NSA is the biggest problem we have. What the group that a lot of people call MIB, Men in Black, is just part of the NSA. I'm looking as I talk. Anyway, so that's where all this stuff I tell you comes from. It's actually seeing it, feeling it, and part of it's just knowing it. I told you that we put you all in the middle of the U.S. Your energy's a lot of you now. Your energy's actually touching both oceans. I'm a little bigger, a little stronger. What I am inside was made to protect from the very beginning. Myself, what's in me, that I call myself, but really it's just what I am inside, and then the female part of it, Lily and Ara, had the first lives. For those of you coming in, I know most of you that are going to watch this right away already know this, so sorry about repeating it, but I've had 10.846 trillion lives. My female counterpart has had well over 8 trillion lives. That's a lot. That's the most. We understand having lives, and we want nothing for ourselves. Honestly, getting creation changed to what we know others would enjoy and what's fair and proper for them. When I say proper for them, I'm talking about removing the abuse as proper. More freedom, actual free will. How can you have free will when you've had the original first angels just literally run their energy all through your crowns and into the hypothalamus and actually running you when they wanted to? Where's the free will, man? You can't see it, so tell people to have something when they don't, and they don't know better, and keep them from seeing for themselves, and you have poor cattle. Creation is made abusive. Animals have to kill animals just to live. We eat them. Everything's wrong. That's going to change soon. Anyway, the reason why I brought that up, I want to explain why I can see things other people can't yet. It has to do with power level, but it also has to do with being awake. I was supposed to awaken and sing the praise of Mother, Father, God. Okay, like Sylvia Brown was talking about. I'm not picking on her. Love her. She's awesome. She loves knowledge, man. It's crazy. Anyway, this is my last life. Sylvia Brown used to say, you know, gee, you're an old soul. You've had like 52 lives. She could only see the lives that you had on this planet. Okay? This is my 220,000th life on this planet exactly. I love Gaia, the energy of the planet. She's beautiful. She's ready for change. Everything has been about abuse, abuse, abuse. The more spirit is abused while in the body, when it comes out, the larger it grows. And December 21st, 2012, on the Earthen calendar, in the 5th age, that's been a legend for well over 1 billion years. And that's when supposedly everybody was going to become more aware by taking the metaphysical barrier that goes between the two parts of the head and pulling it, it's really modifying it, not pulling too much out, so that the two sides of the brain, the two energies, that of the planet on the left side and that of your own spirit on the right side, you know, it's a little backwards looking at the camera, I think. But anyway, then you're supposed to be able to actually see. It'd be easier to see the great male and female original first being, which they want to be called God. They want praise. Okay, they're 27.5% negative, and they really had this praise thing going. It's like a hunger. So everything was supposed to be about Mother, Father, God, and the great, excuse me, the great awakening of creation was supposed to be everybody realizing there wasn't just one God, but there was a Mother, Father, God. That's why they wanted me in a body for this, and I had different ideas. So let's kind of leave it at the fact that they didn't get their way. They're dead. They don't exist anymore. The other things that were a problem, they're gone. Now creation can run different. Okay, it can be better, what it should be. So anyway, that's why I can do some things I do. And remember, the energy. The reason why I was talking about my energy being real big out of my body is important for you to know that, because I can go into people's heads. I've done it. You know, hundreds of people at one time. At one time I was driving, let's just say better than 80 miles an hour on a highway late at night, and I was going to North Carolina, and I literally went into 328 people at one time and started cranking up the brains while I'm driving, kicking it down the highway. I'm trying to find the best way to say this. Anyway, this energy that's outside of me is huge. Okay, it's just huge. It's the largest power. It's the largest spirit there is. It's the strongest spirit there is, because in the very, very beginning, it was made that way on purpose, so that it would protect the original first being, male and female, everything they created. And then when something else came out of the first dimension, where they just happened to be created through happenstance, they wanted it to just beat the crap out of whatever was there and control it. So it just kept getting stronger and stronger from all the abuse and all the lives, and finally got, when you protect something, this is what happens. And like the original archangels, all the Raphael is, hey, they're all gone, they're dead, except Archangel Michael. And another one that everyone, oh, it's Lucifer, the devil, the great books all tell us. Lucifer was the first angel built. When the original first being, male and female, put their energy together and released a third of their own energy to start creating everything. After they did that, they reached in and took 97% of their negativity out and made it like a sphere. Then they took this clean energy, they reached in there, they made another angel called Lucifer. And Lucifer was to literally keep an eye on this negative source energy. That's powerful stuff. Okay, very strong. So they built this one huge, strong angel and said, protect. and they did not make him as intelligent as like Archangel Michael. That way, because he was bigger and stronger, that way he'd be a little easier for them to control freaks, the original ones. So anyway, when the Archangel Michael, he and I have always been close, always, because he's got the protection gate going too. If you are going to actually, if you're sentient spirit, no emotions or anything, you work almost like a computer, calculator. Process. How do you do this? This is a group of spirit beings. You are to protect it. Okay? What's the first thing you do? I protect everything. So the basic foundation is everything is equal for my protection agent energy, my protection energy. I must protect all of them just the same. Okay? And then over time, as you do that, and you use your fortitude, you maintain that, especially when you're strong enough, you're made strong enough, then you start caring for it. It's a natural process as long as you're clean frequencies to start caring for it. You build compassion for it, and it finds compassion with you too. It appreciates what you do for it. It understands, it sees you very big, very strong, and you doing whatever it takes to take care of it, even putting yourself in harm's way. And then you maintain that because that's your format, and you refuse to release it. Honor. You maintain it. You maintain your honor. So that's why when, even if you've never had a life like Archangel Michael, he understands compassion, honor, and equality. And he's waiting to come out. Right now he's in a form of stasis. He came up, he decided to do that himself. Okay? He came up to me and he's like, I'm ready. And I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. And then I figured out real quick, and he's stored, he's safe, he's relaxing, and he's coming out soon. Anyway, now, having said all that, this thing, arrow outside of me, is huge. When you're in a body, it's like being in a tar pit. You can't hardly move. It's like walking through a tar, like being submerged in a tar pit and trying to walk through it. That's what it's like trying to use your metaphysical abilities while you're in a physical body. They were made like that to contain you. They put you in physical bodies so you could be experience things. So you learn. No, so they could beat the. Well, part of it's about learning. You do grow, and excuse me. Coffee does that to me sometimes after about my second gallon, and it literally does. It contains your abilities. You can't get out. It's like a form of prison. And that way, when they start abusing you and putting pressure on you and beating you up one way or the other, you can't get out. The only way out is to literally destroy the body, to commit suicide. That's the only way you can really get out. That way, they ensure themselves that when they put you in a body, you're going to stay there to get as much abuse as possible. That's why a lot of people have always said, oh, gee, don't commit suicide. Oh, you go to purgatory, you go to hell, this blah, blah, blah. You got to come back in another life, karma. Well, what happens is they put you in a body to have a life, and you finally say the hell with it, and you get out. They're going to put you right back in another one. They keep abusing you because they want to grow you. Every time, when you have a life, you come out of the body, you go poof. When you come out of the body, and then you've had a real hard life, really abused, you go poof. The bigger your energy field, when it was time, which was December 21st, 2012, is supposed to be, then the largest of you, they're going to take you and put in your own universe, and you're going to release a third of your energy. And then those spirits that came out would, like everything else, in the second dimension, what people call heaven, hey, that was servitude. You all don't know because you're not there. Oh, I see the angels, and we all have wings and everything. No, that's not what's real. If you actually see what's real, you know. All your angels running your head. They tell you whatever they want. You're going to see whatever they want you to, okay? So anyway, yeah, it's so funny. I mean, it's not, but sometimes I have to just stop and laugh. Look at that stuff, the way they were. So they want to that's why the bodies are like that. They abuse you, and keep you inside the body. So that way you can't get out very easily, and you grow. It's like feeding steroids. And that also makes abuse frequencies, which was literally destroying the energy within creation. So it had to be stopped, so Ara did. So anyway, Ara is this really strong thing, Um, I can go personally. I can go into your heads. I've done it thousands of times, and the brain grows and everything else. I can do some pretty cool stuff. Now, there's a big limit to my power. I'm in a body. Okay, what I can actually do, what I want to do, I can't. I have to wait till I get out. There's a lot of people that know me closely. They know, they understand. And I'm caretaker, okay, protector. I'm the janitor, but I'm very serious about my job. I want clean floors. I want you to come in a nice place to work where all the door handles are tight. There's no mess anywhere. Everything's straightened up on your desk. Empty trash can for you. That's what I want. You know. So I don't have a bucket out that says, "Here, give me money because I do this for you." I just want to do it. It's why I exist. So anyway, but what I am outside is huge, very strong. It's incredibly powerful. When I make up my mind to do something, or it knows something needs to be done, it's going to happen. Okay. There was an event. There's been a few events that my energy has been involved in. Stopping the 8/11 tsunami that was going to happen and never did. I had to talk about it all over the world. Gene, why would you bring it up? It's prophecy that you brought up and it failed. Good thing. There's a little over 1 million people that are going to die. I told you about some stuff. A location of four quote-unquote Peruvian businessmen. One of them was actually George Soros, and towards the Honduras kind of area, whatever. And then some Russian one that was on the east part of the Gulf. Russian folk, money behind it, pulling oil out of this big oil field, and then they were not. I saw in my head they weren't putting sludge in there, and I said sludge. I said, what the hell is sludge? Sometimes in my videos, I actually got to go Google, and so I said sludge. What sludge is when you pull the oil out, they put sludge in. It's concrete and garbage and all kinds of stuff in there. So as they're pulling the oil out underwater, then they're filling up the hole. So they were told not to put sludge in there. Basically, the order came from the Annunaki, the 7 clans who run a planet, and we're going into these 7 clans and the prisoners here in just a minute. I can't help this being a long video. There's a lot to say. So anyway, the whole idea is not putting the sludge in, pulling that out. Then all of a sudden, poof! There's a big drop. That makes a wave. Okay. Now there's a lot more to it than I'm going to talk about because there's no time. I can tell you the event. Boom, boom. Some small nuclear devices that we'll put there. We'll do that a different day. Okay. Not now. I want to do the basics. So anyway, so that was stopped. Okay, and then he's dead now. But there's a guy used to call Lloyd's of London. He's out in England, out in London, on the outskirts of it, and he was the top one humanoid, high royal, high percentage of Anunnaki DNA, and it was of royal blood, the ruling clan, and. He was getting all the money, a certain percentage of the profits from BP, and they went over there. They drilled through that. When it didn't happen, they drilled down in there, and not only usually that would be some cement in there, but they drilled a hole in there, and they actually hit solid rock. Arrow literally took some asteroids from the rings of Saturn and put them in, just transfused them, put them in there, and that's why they hit rock. They look at the rock samples and it's like, all right, this is some kind of ore, and thank you. This is some kind of ore, and it's not even from here. So, anyway, enough about that. I just want to tell you a little bit about, what's hanging off of me. Okay. So, I've talked with stuff all the time. All different forms of energy, unicorns, dragon, people, friends in space. I have a lot of friends in space. I have 3 friends here in physical body that go on and off starships. Okay, they've beamed in and out in front of me. How do they do that? They touch a device on them, and then there's like a red aura right there, and then it goes all over the whole body where it turns orange, and it goes subdimensional and then shoot out. Just like if you went to went up to Alaska when a river's frozen, and then it's a fast moving river. You put a hole in it and then get an apple, something that's only semi-buoyant, and you drop it into the water. The second it goes down into the current, poof, it goes like that. That's what it's like, okay? It goes down a little bit and boom, it just goes, it's directed towards another place. There's things to send and receive, okay? There's little spheres flying around that do the same thing. They just beam themselves in and out. I say beam, but it's just subdimensional, poof, it's travel. I always wondered, how do they disassemble a human brain and put it together? I mean, you're talking about messing with spirit here, okay? I said there's no way that's true. That's happened in front of me a few times, and then finally, okay, cool. Anyway, right, that's setting you up for what's coming here. Please remember, and I know y'all that have been following me already a long time, this comes somewhat boring because there's not a whole lot that's really new, just a different way of saying it. So let's get more into the meat, into the thicker part of it, the thick of it. One morning, I was doing a video, or evening or something, day, and all of a sudden I got a distress call from a family member. He's source. He's part of me. Part of what I'm part of. Excuse me, proper way to say that. And he's literally a high-up officer in this fleet, the Federation fleet, the Space Federation fleet, and he was attacked by a ship. Just came in out of nowhere. There were some younger reptilian folk, and they literally just popped in out of nowhere, undetected, hit like 4 hard blasts at the ship, just about totally dismantled it, and they were standing there watching people floating and stuff. When you're really strong, everybody can go in and out of time to see to see stuff. When you're really strong, you can go in and out of time and change stuff, no problem. Okay, what Ara can do as himself is crazy. Okay, and while I was in his body, he became even stronger. So anyway, I had to hurry to finish the video, and then I got off, and then I just started relaxing. I went in there, saw what was going on, and I was talking with that part of me outside of the body, but it's not talking, it's a knowing thing. It's just all knowing. Not, it's all by knowing. Say that properly. So I literally, it's literally just going back in the moments until I saw the ship appear. And then boom, I saw the hit, and then I just immediately put a field of energy around it. When I go into you and into your brain and do stuff, I know what I'm doing. I've been there a lot. But it's the big part of me outside that's really like the surgeon, and I'm like its hands, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm aware of what I'm doing. I go where I want to do what I want, and that's me doing it. But it's my checkpoint to make sure that it's like a safety zone, to make sure I never screw up. I've never heard anyone doing this. And it's strong energy. There's a reason. It's called protecting and loving and caring about what you're doing. And those you do it to is, why you feel that way. Anyway, so put this, it's weird. It was a sphere. It was like weird twinkling golden energy with these little, little star spurts that the field went around. I'd never seen anything like that. And then the folks that were out there, it's like space and everything, they were just maintained. I don't know how to explain it. It's like there's oxygen in there, whatever. And then I went to that ship and I made a black sphere around it. When something's black, it's where you're putting all your energy together, and I push it in tighter and tighter and tighter. And my hands were so hot when I teach you how to build these spheres. You feel tingling, whether you feel tingling or heat or whatever, or you can feel the pressure. That's how you know something's happening. And then all of a sudden, when your hands are cold, or when the tingling and everything stops, that's when everything stopped. So I put my sphere around this thing, and I know I'm not strong enough to go in there, and in this dimension, I cannot kill anything. I cannot harm anything. That's good. That's good. When you're in a body, you're freaking out sometimes, dealing with emotions and stuff. I don't mean going crazy, running down the road screaming. I mean, the emotions get so strong that you can do something that you would regret later. So anyway, so I put that thing in a sphere and I just held it and I said, "Son of a bitch!" And I saw what they were doing and I said, "Now what?" All of a sudden, my hands went cold. I actually just let loose. There was nothing there. It was taken from me. And then I saw the ship and the field go like this and shrivel up into like a big marble. I'm like, holy mackerel. And then I just saw it happen because I was watching the ship. I was focused on it and I felt the energy a little bit, but I just saw it turn into like a crumbled little weird marble. And I'm like, okay. And then I stopped and relaxed and I looked back at what happened. I saw Ara's body, just, what I am out there, just literally crush it into nothing. That started a series of events that we're going to talk about here. Excuse me in a second. I'd never seen that before. People, as you awaken, you get stronger and you know more, stronger, you know more. You don't just turn a switch on and you're there. Excuse me. You never fully awaken until you're out of your body and you're yourself. Okay, so don't expect too much. The thought process everyone has for awakening and everything else is just wrong. Okay, that one's going to be important. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. That was, like I said, that was when I got that, the notice that there was a text or something. I knew it was important, and that was another part of Lily. Her name's Annie. I have a very deep, strong love for all. I love everything. I care about everything, but those parts of Lily, they're very important to me. When we're out of body, Ara and Lily, the different parts of us, we kind of come together. We're of the same mind, but we have different. It's funny, but we have different feelings. We're slightly different vibrations. It's popping off a little bit. Anyway, what had happened is Annie and I have those children that are on a starship, getting closer all the time, just going nice and slow, very slow. And when I went ahead and called her up, before she had the chance to say anything for her affirmations, I had to tell her right away. I said, the girls came to you last night, both of them. The little girl, our little daughter in front, and then the older daughter right behind. The little daughter was softer, and then our older daughter was a little more aggressive with the energy, and you were sleeping, and they were giving you soft message, but being very careful. And she said, well, I just wanted to tell you that, our little daughter, how do you see things? I mean, you see exactly how people look. And I said, I'm back to, doing things like that again. But Burju is really strong at that, incredibly powerful when it comes to that. It'll blow your mind. If you want to learn more about stuff, call up Burju. I mean, I can do a little bit. I can't do a whole lot. Call Burju up, man. She's awesome. It's BurjuGosler.com. That's not how you say your name. I'm horrible. It's BURCU and then GOZLER.com. I just Googled Burju Gosler. She's from, I think she's from Turkey. She's really cool. All the bodies have to come from somewhere, folks, but we're family. So anyway, so I told Annie that right away, and then Annie looked at me, and I mean, we're talking on the phone, but all of a sudden, she said, "Well, our youngest daughter, because you see things like that, she kind of had like a little bit of a more round face. It's blonde hair." I said, "Yep." And she goes, like a little more round face. I kind of see the cheeks a little bit, and I said, "Yep, that's our little girl." And then she was talking about a couple other things, and I said, yeah, that's her. Why am I bringing this up? It's important for all of you to know this is real. It's how it happens. As a matter of fact, when our youngest daughter came to her, it was like a big head. Folks, when we astral project to someone, we see like a big head, and we see the basic face. But it seems pretty much emotionless when we actually come in spirit. Okay, it's more like a straight face looking at you. Some people say it's demonic, it's evil, because I don't see it smiling and telling me it's loving and happy. No, it's just it's rather emotionless. It's spirit. Okay, so she saw the face. It was like, that's why a lot of you, when you see something, you actually see the whole face, and it's big. Back when Lloyd's of London was still alive, I'd go right to him. I saw him. I was aware of him. I went to him. I went wham like that with my energy. Made a big face, and he jumped back behind his desk. And he took it's like a stapler or something. Not a stapler, but some kind of heavy object like that, and he threw it at me. I'm looking at him laughing. Now, how do I know that's true? How do I know I didn't make that up? I have no desire to make that up. How do you know energies that there's energy in stone? When you feel it and it hits you, boom, something happened. What do you think? You hold a stone and you say, okay, go boom, go boom. Oh, boom. Oh, gee, that's real. No. Y'all don't do that. You're taught by everything not to trust yourself. There's no such thing except for God, the government, paying taxes, and what you can hold with your hands. Now go to work and make us more money. That's the way everything's made here on this planet. That's the way to an extent, that's the way it's been done all the way through creation. Okay, enough of that. There's one other thing I wanted to tell you about the other incident. Oh yeah, this commander of excuse me. The commander of the ship that got attacked, the Federation ship, he's actually got part of arrow in him. He's actually got arrow inside him. One of the focal points just kind of jerked my body. So anyway, that little event with the ship shrinking and everything, it happened. It was real. Now, the next, and that was, let's see, that was Saturday, January 24th. I knew I needed to write this stuff down after it happened. Okay, I knew I was going to need it. Folks, I have next to no memory. Okay, there's no room in my head for basic stuff, and then I got to go back through time and look at it, and I have problems because I'm doing too much other stuff. So it was 3:30 p.m., about 3:30 p.m. when this happened. Saturday, January 24th, 2015. That's when the ship got attacked. That's when the attacking vessel was imploded. Okay. Now, the next morning, Sunday, the 25th. It wasn't morning. 2:30 p.m. I was up here doing something, a video or something, and all of a sudden, and Herky was right here in the bed I had over here. He was relaxing, and then all of a sudden, I saw him move a little bit. He felt it, and I stopped the video, and then I started seeing stuff going on in my head. So I'm just sitting here thinking about other stuff, and here comes this stuff. It was like it was coming in like this towards me, and I was actually focusing on vision. Now, I've said for a long time now, years, there's 7 Anunnaki clans that run this planet. The headquarters used to be in Saturn. They had a little problem with their council over there. They're all dead. The city over there is abandoned. They're actually starting to do a little cleanup now. They're getting ready. The Federation's getting ready to use it. Anyway, so I didn't know that till just now. Just went and looked real quick. So anyway, Herky was getting a little concerned. He was seeing stuff. Gave him a little love, a little comfort. And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing 7 different clans in different cities. And then I saw, and they're spread out like this, and then there's one, two, three, four, five, six groups over here, and these are called the workers. They're the prisoners that have been taken and brought here. They have their own organization. They're still prisoners. Doesn't matter. They're slaves. Okay, that crap's going to end. Okay, let's not go there, Jay. Anyway, that's a promise that Arrow made them a long time ago. When I am inside this body, that was me. I made that promise a long time ago, and it's about to finish happening. Anyway, so they weren't allowed to talk, but they were there to listen. A few days before this event happened, I just automatically started, all of a sudden, when I am outside, took my consciousness and put it in 3 and then 4 different places, different planets, or in starships, different places at one time, and I was literally conversing softly. I was first hearing and partially conversing, and then I got stronger and stronger until my conscious mind was being changed. I told you I can't remember. My mind's doing crazy stuff. It has been for a long time. What people will call crazy. What is it really? Natural. Anyway, it's just in a body. It's just really weird. And I started having. Eventually, I was having like 4 conversations at one time, and I said, "Okay, this is weird. I feel like there's a purpose for this. I don't understand it, and it's not like just to be stronger. It is about being able to do something else I couldn't do before." But there was a reason behind it that was more finite. And then it's like 3-4 days later, this other event happened. So all of a sudden, it was the Arizona bunch, the Arizona clan started talking to me first. And then the first thing they did is that their representative came to me, and he was kind of a calm guy, and he was only 17% negative. He was a clean soul. And he projected to me, he offered me 1/7 of the planet. Like, I guess, no, I don't have to guess, I can go in his head. He was saying, you have control over the property, 1/7 of the planet, it's your little region, blah, we're going to give you this. And first thing I did is got pissed. Yeah, this planet belongs to Gaia. It doesn't belong to any of you. And then I just said that right back at him hard, and I threw anger at him. And all of a sudden, all the clans started talking to me at the same time. And there's different people in the same clan, so it got heavy real quick. And then that made me a little aggressive. I fired up my energy a little bit. And then something in Arkansas, a huge guy, he said, "I'll kill you." And the second he pumped up like that, immediately Hurt got up and went running. And I was, "You okay, Hurt?" That's funny. He's fine, he's relaxing, and he's got some company helping him out. Female Serpoians. Okay, and some Fae. Making him feel better, working on him. Anyway, okay, sorry. So when that guy flared up and said, "I'll kill you," I just really went nuts. And when as soon as Herky got up and ran, I went into protection mode, and I just went nuts. And the first thing I put out energy hard at everybody, especially the big guy, but I didn't hurt him. There's a reason for that. But the other ones in Arizona, and this wasn't part of me outside. This was all me. I went in. There was like 51 of them. I went in their heads and just wham. In order for them to be hurt, my other energy outside of me has to either allow it or help, because otherwise it'll never happen in the physical world. And it's something that needs to happen. It's something no one else can see. Okay, let people say Jay's crazy, he's full of crap. That's cool. Doesn't matter. Who I am, what I am, is not important. What I tell you about yourselves and what you can do, that's important. Okay. Anyway, so then all of a sudden, everybody just started, pulling away from me. Everybody was leaving. This Annunaki from Arkansas, I've already said this in another video. They have their own little civil war and stuff going. He's actually a friend of mine. That's why when he fired up and did that, even though it made me aggressive real quick, I went at him, and I knew him. I left him alone, and I just went after that, and some of the Florida bunch, California bunch. So kind of wacky, even to me. But that was an incident. The reason why they even came to me is because of what happened with that ship. That ship was shrunk into nothing. There's records of it. Those records are going to be well known everywhere in 81 years. Hey, Herky. Right? Yeah. And that's, there won't be the word J attached to it, but there'll be just, that's right, Herky. There'll just be a knowing that it happened. You feel better? Yes, you do. You feel better now. You look great. Come on. Anyway, I gotta hurry up, like Herc's saying. Anyway, so then that just dispersed. It took a little while. Herky was feeling a little better. He was a little nervous because they're really sensitive. That's right, Herky. That's right. I love you too. I'm coming, buddy. Just a minute. So then, anyway, the next morning. Wait a minute. An hour later, after that happened, it was Sunday, January 25th, 2015. It was an hour later, 3:30 p.m. About that. I was downstairs, and I was talking with someone on the phone, and I said, I got to go. I got visitors coming in, and all of a sudden, this guy just materializes, not beaming in or something like that, astral projection. He just kind of came in, and he's standing there, and I'm like this, looking over here, and then he comes in. I just look at him. He's about 7-8 foot tall, and I'm looking at him. And then in his head, he goes, I wonder if he can see me. So I popped his pineal softly, and I said, hey, man, what's happening? And then he had a little bit of a smile, but mostly a straight face, which is how we usually are when we astral project. The older the races are, that you're in the body and everything, then when you astral project, it's easier to show emotion and stuff, okay? So anyway, so then I look at him. He turns like this, his energy, and he goes. It's like I see him as he's walking. Remember, this is telepathy. This is talking back and forth. This is talking through image. So what I saw, actually, he's energy. But what I actually saw was an image of him, and he's walking, and he floating, whatever. And he goes into the kitchen, and then I'm like. He comes in to see me. I knew he was the ambassador's aide, primary aide, the Annunaki Ambassador from the home world, which is, by the way, it's in the Pleiades galaxy. It's 2/3, 3/4 the way outside of the galaxy. So actually, Annunaki are Pleiadian. Anyway, see, things aren't like what you think. Okay, people get a little bit of something here and there, and they turn into something crazy. Whatever. Everyone's doing the best they can. Some people want to make something about themselves. Whatever. Who cares? Anyway, so the guy's walking into the kitchen. And I said, that's just weird. This guy, he comes to see me. He's an important person. He represents, very important stuff. And he goes in the kitchen. I'm like, okay, that's funny. And then all of a sudden he comes back out, and I'm looking at him. I'm literally smiling, looking right at him. It's like, dude, what do you want? A sandwich and a beer? You don't even have a body. So then he just looked at me, and I looked at him, and I'm very careful about not doing this, but I went ahead and went into his head just a little bit, and I said, what's up? What was he thinking about? He didn't know it was in there. I just went in there. Ships, when they go to sea, they can see stuff really good, but it's like, especially seeing through shingles with the tar in it, asphalt. They can't see through it. So, but they can. It's not that they can't see any energy signatures, but they can't see clearly through it. There was energy in the kitchen, and he wanted to go see what was making a little bit of a pulse, and it was an erratic pulse, and he knew it wasn't living. He knew it was some kind of mechanical thing. He had to check before the ambassador came down. So he went in the kitchen. It was a refrigerator. He was making a magnetic pulse in there, operating, normal thing, so he came back out. But I said, that's just so funny. And then all of a sudden, boom, to his left, and to me more to the right, here comes the Annunaki Ambassador, not as tall, a little heavier than the other guy was. And the Annunaki Ambassador is cool. He's got so much compassion. He cares about people. Very big, very strong, very powerful. Okay, he ain't no wuss, but he's very compassionate. He's incredible. People, Anunnaki is a humanoid type body that we have lives in from time to time. It's very aggressive because it's reptilian. When you have someone with love in a body like that, you don't get in their way when they're showing their love, because you're gonna get run over. But when you have something negative in there, then you have more problems than usual. So whatever's in there, it's just a little bit amplified because they're so big, so strong, incredibly powerful, but also very aggressive. Okay. So anyway, so then I talked with him, and I started to talk with him, and then he didn't say much of anything. It's like he was waiting for me to talk. And then some of the stuff I'm telling you wasn't in the first video. So I looked at him, I kind of waited, and I was feeling him, and he was worried about what was going to happen from what had just happened. Because, I just literally, without going too crazy, attacked the 7 Anunnaki claims. Not all of them, but I put my energy in there pretty hard. And the Arizona clan, that really annoys me. They've done a lot of stuff, especially with the U.S. government. They got hit real hard. So anyway, he was worried about the. I felt him worried, and I said, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" And then he was worried about what a reprisal. What was going to happen? And then I said, hell, I'm not afraid. I don't care. And then I realized, no, he's talking about the prisoners that are here. He was afraid that something was going to be done to the prisoners. And I'm like, I said, and I looked, I said, no, that won't happen. If nothing else, they have more respect for me now than they ever did as far as being a problem to them. So I said, that ain't going to happen. Besides, they need all the prisoners. Of course, they're losing them, but whatever. So I talked to them a little bit more. And it was just showing the feeling back and forth. And I told him, I said, look, I can't even access everything that I am, and I'm out. You can see me. You can see what I am. I'm doing the best I can to take care of things, but I'm taking care of them. They mean so much to me. I said, please try to have the same faith in that part of me I can't access as I do, and no, I will not fail. And then they left. And then I was kind of like absorbing everything that happened. I was following it a little more. As a matter of fact, the Annunaki Ambassador went first, and then the aide went to leave. And he looked at me, he was smiling, and I said, in my head, I just said, hey, wait a minute, I got something for you. I went into him, put some of this new energy in mine. I went in, just cranked him up real hard. He was glowing. He goes, big smile like that. Then he took off, went back on the ship. See, people with all these different bodies, the Poians, the Greys, we're all family. We've all had lives in other bodies. You need to know that before you start seeing them in person. Some of you might want to shoot at them. Oh my God, it's a monster. Why do you think the Antids come to you looking like the blue avians? Blue is a soft color. There's actually hope in it. Feathers are very soft. You're not going to get a paper cut from a feather. Okay, they're human-like feathers. They have to look a little bit like a bird. They have a beak. It's teeny, so you don't worry about it. You're not going to worry about it pecking you. What else can it possibly do? They don't look like that, but they're literally going against their own honor just a little bit so that they can help you, so that they can break the ice, and y'all can start finding out about them. Incredibly benevolent beings. They've been helping us for 11 million plus years. Okay. Anyway. So I watched them go back in a ship. I was just kind of concerned. Oh, by the way, when the Annunaki Ambassador comes down here, there's a fleet. They're warships. When he comes, it's a power play. Trust me. Anunnaki, very loving. They've come down here. They've already taken some of the whale and porpoise and stuff off of our planet and put it on another one where we have stuff being relocated, okay? They're being very careful about what they're doing, trying to help us. Yeah, the Anunnaki, these reptilians, everyone's like, he's reptilian, he's bad. No, get out of here, Anyway, so that's who they are. You need to know that. They're cool, just like you. And you've been them, and you were cool then too. Just like you are now. Human body, it doesn't matter. It's different. Different life. So anyway, I was watching up there, and then there's a Poian gentleman who happens to know this other focal point of error. That he's kind of unique. He's got so much of my energy in him, it's crazy. He has got a touch of Lily in him. From lives, from having lives. Okay, that's why it's in there. Anyway, having lives with. But anyway, hey, I'm trying to hurry, Herky. I love you, honey. I'll be okay. Thank you. I'll be right there. Go ahead downstairs. I love you, buddy. Herky's trying to remind me. I got so much stuff I got to do. I got to go down to the post office with some of these packages. I got to finish getting everything. Oh, those that I'm really late on the packages, I'm sorry. I'm doing everything I can. I have days I get knocked out. Sometimes 4 days in a row, I can't even function. I've had to take your old packages, open them up, and I'm putting more stuff in them. It's my apology for taking so long. That's the best I can do. That, and of course, I turned everything over to Deanna for everyone in the future. It was too much to handle. Anyway, so when the ambassador and then finally Zay got back to the ship, all of a sudden a small ship pulled up. It was a Serponian gentleman, an ambassador. And he was a friend of he's a friend of this other commander that I was talking about, the number 4 commander for this, for the Federation Army, military, whatever, Air Force, whatever. It's like just military. And he talked. You know, they just talked to each other. And I could see and feel the Annunaki ambassador just worried, like he's so worried they're going to go after the prisoners and kill some of them for what I did. And he was telling them, you know, try to trust, you know, not so much the human Jay, but try and trust the spirit. It's here for a reason, you know. There are things that I do that I'm not 100% aware of. That's because the big part of me is hanging out all over the place. The hardest part of that nail is the part that keeps getting hit. That's what's inside this body, or at least part of it. It's like an elephant running around with a thimble on his head, and the hardest part of him is in that little thimble. That's all. And he was telling him, just relax. You know, he's doing more than you think. But the Annunaki ambassador, this great, big, incredibly powerful reptilian humanoid, he has so much compassion. He really cares so much about everybody. That's why he's the ambassador of the home planet, folks. I'm telling you, things are not like what you've heard. You hear all this different stuff. Why? Because it's all crap. It's not every single bit of it, but it's all just garbage being thrown out there to keep you confused. It's just like when you watch the news, all these different colors and lights and everything, and you're like getting bombarded with stuff all over the place. It's good, it's bad, it's good, it's bad. Woo! You know, the Earth's coming to an end. Look at the little kitties just got born. You know, they were doing this to save people. This other house blew up. I'm coming, Herky. I'm trying to hurry, honey. I love you. Hey there, buddy. You want to run in the backyard real quick? Is that what you want? You want to go in the backyard? Okay. Be right back again. Okay, back again. Herky want to go outside to relieve himself, but also to start playing with some of the new kitties out there, some of the new kittens. Try to trap and get all the animals fixed out in the wild, but new ones come in and out, and there's always issues. They're adorable, though. Anyway, I got the wrong glasses on. All right, so anyway, the Annunaki ambassador felt a little better, and when the Sepoian ambassador took off in his little ship, Sepoian ambassador was kind of chuckling. He knows this is going to turn out, however exactly it turns out, it'll be very positive for what's locked up. And he gets that from someone he's close to, and that's this other focal point from Ara. That is the number 4 commander of the Federation fleet. This Federation, I call it the Federation the Space Federation, CIA, Central Intelligence Agency. It's like a political science group, and they have the like a military type force behind them, and they're the ones that allow other races to come here and abduct us, butcher us. Oh yeah. They're having some issues now. Imagine that. There's a new federation being built. There's a civil war with the 7 clans going on here. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on in space too. Excuse me. A lot of stuff going on in space. Definitely not going to talk about that right now. Anyway, so that was the end of that. Now the next morning, it was late. Herc and I were up real late. Got up, got the coffee and stuff. Woke up, got back upstairs, got my shower and everything. Started going downstairs after I just started going back downstairs again. And I'm just coming around the corner, getting ready to go down the stairs, and something comes to me. Telepathy again, folks. Telepathy is something you're going to be doing more and more of. You're kind of already doing it softly. You're not aware. A lot of your dreams that you have is telepathy. Okay. Anyway, someone came to me. I saw him. It was male, somewhat young, reptilian. Actually, Annunaki. He's part of the resistance force over here, fighting the Annunaki that run the planet. And but when I first saw him, I just got male image, and I felt a little bit of reptilian in him. But he immediately said, as soon as he knew that he made contact, and I was looking at him, he goes, "Why did you let them leave?" And I'm like, all right, and I was still tired, okay? And I was like, let who leave? What? What the hell's going on? So I waited till I could get down the stairs. Folks, I have degenerative joint disease, a lot of health issues, internal organs failing. It's time for me to go. Good. So anyway, once I finally got downstairs, I didn't have the pain and stuff in me. It was easy to relax and just feel. And I sat down, I looked at him and started talking with him. And he said, "Why did you let them leave?" And I said, "What?" And I instead of, I just went right in his head, and I just looked at what his thoughts. And he was talking about, when I attacked the Anunnaki, why did I pull away without, literally killing all of them? And I just went right, I just told him, I said, that ain't right, that'll never happen. First off, it would be the energy outside the body doing it. It wouldn't be me through the head. That's a whole lot of power. But besides that, try to run that power through your body, forget it. When I crank you all up, I actually go, the first thing I do is fill up your core energy so you have it, so you're overflowing with source energy, and then I go into you, build a sphere, and I build it out. The reason why I do that, and I tell you, because I'm literally manipulating your RNA and DNA to involve it, and then I explain why. Your DNA has to be bigger, it has to be stronger. When you have a stereo system, okay, everything's wireless now, but it used to be a stereo system and then speakers and a little wire, okay? That little wire carries all the energy that's necessary. You look at a house, the wires coming to your house, that's big. Those are huge wires. The reason why, they have to move more power. More energy has to move through it. Your DNA has to change when I crank you up so it can handle more of your metaphysical energy moving through it, more of it going through your brain, okay, all through your body. Your DNA has to grow. It has to evolve as quick as your brain and everything else is. Like the brain changes, it grows. Medical proven fact, okay, when I crank you up. As long as you're not sick or something like that. Anyway, so, I told him, I said, it's not supposed to be like that. I said, it's not about, kill everything. I said, try to have a little faith in what's going to happen. I said, I understand that's asking for something that just can't be delivered, but just please try. I said, it's not like that. You know how many good people there are that are that are free Anunnaki run around here that are, supposedly the bad guys? No, they're not. It's the things running them that are. So that's like going in and killing innocent people. No, I don't think so. So anyway, I softly explained to him. I said, just try to have a little faith. This is going to turn out okay. And I'm sorry I can't do more, but I'm doing everything I can. Even our friends and family on other planets, they can see energy, all kinds of stuff. They see me cranking up energy and expanding it and actually attacking because my energy gets so strong and then it leashes out. They can't see the actual fight. They see this dimension and energy going outward. They don't see in and out of all the dimensions. They don't have, no one has that ability. The closest the ones that are closer to that than anyone else are the Drakh and the Antids. Okay. The Drakh is DNA, is dragon type of bodies, DNA. Anyway, anyway, so he just faded right away, and he was a little upset, and I understand, and I'm just like, I'm sorry. It's like, you don't understand, some of us are dying down here, and it's like, man, I do know, I do understand, I'm doing everything I can. Some people that actually see this stuff know what's going on. It's, GJ, sucks to be you, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. That's enough about me. Anyway, so I know Herc. I know. So after that, that's it's just everything. Eventually, it settled down a little bit. The Anunnaki started trying to move stuff around with themselves, repositioning their clans as far as power levels, and different ones working together, talking together, pro this, anti that, and just kind of they were moving around inside their own organization for making new power groups, kind of thing. That, like I said, it's not for a long time. Not for scores of years, but that's going to be important later. In the meantime, some of you already know it, and it will start becoming important to you soon. But for those, for the physical world, that'll be important in 80 to 81 years. The way it is right now, future changes, but not much when it comes to that. That's like a mainstay. So anyway, I just had to get that out, and I don't have time to talk to people at emails and stuff, folks. So when you send me an email and it doesn't get answered, there's a reason for that. There's no time. I got stuff I got to do before I get out of here. So, and let me ask you something. If you knew well over 2,000 people, how would you have time to eat and anything? Driving a car to go to the store. How would you have time if you were answering emails from everybody? It's just not possible. So don't think I don't care, but do understand I don't have time. And I understand in our own personal lives there's things that to us personally are paramount. My gig is everybody, everything. Not just people, animals, plants. There's most things here suffer more than the people do. Okay, we tend to think we suffer more because we have to immediately deal with our own life. It's a natural thing. But I am here for everything and everyone. And I've got to get to the post office. Anyway, there's more stuff coming. And in the future, these children from Annie and I are going to be showing themselves actually soon, after I'm gone. A little bit after I'm gone. In the meantime, you have Paul here, Burju, and some others that are real strong power hit players. And these other parts of Lily and Body, love them all, they're getting stronger. And these other parts of Arrow here in Body, they're getting stronger. There's all kinds of good stuff happening. Change is coming, and you'll see. Okay. Anyway, look, love y'all. The telepathy thing, folks, it's real. When you have a dream, it's a form of telepathy. Okay? Most of you, almost all of you, are doing it. It's just understanding it and trying to trust it. It's like Annie, the girls and Annie talking. She can do that through the scanner because it's on this dimension. But talking with something that's out of body, our girls they're in body, they're human. It's just as if Annie and I were together, made love and created children. That's what it's like. There's all kinds of stuff, folks, going on. We have all kinds of hybrids everywhere. There's been so many different species of humanoid type beings that have been on this planet that's how come so many of us have so much DNA in it. Annie has an incredible amount of Palladian DNA in her. It's being made a little more reptilian, but that's actually part of Pleiades galaxy anyway. It doesn't matter where it's from, though. Mine was more amphibious. I don't know the name of the people. They never told it to me, so. But it's been turned more reptilian to be aggressive enough to do what I need to do before leaving. All of you are going to realize that you're softly touching on your metaphysical abilities, and it's time for you to relax and start feeling and seeing and understanding who you are, what you have, and to start using it, start developing it. The stronger your telepathy, the better your dreams, the easier and more in depth and more vivid your astral projections, the easier it is for you to talk with our cool family members out in space. Yeah, there's reasons for this. It's not about me. This is all about y'all becoming yourself. It's important. Very important. You are who you are. Why not see and understand and feel and enjoy it? Y'all are missing out on a lot of cool stuff just because those parts of your physical body that work the metaphysical parts of who you are in your body, because they're not awake and cooking yet. Folks, it'll happen. And don't try to do it overnight. Just keep going forward. Just keep moving. Okay? What counts is progress. The stronger you if you go soft and start just getting a little stronger, as you keep going, it gets easier and you get stronger faster. Okay? It doesn't mean it never stops, but you go towards as being as awake as you can be while you're in a body. And then once you do that, you can find out maybe a year or 2 or 3 later, you're actually even stronger. Okay, just a little bit, but that's okay. The thing is to be strong enough to see stuff, to see, feel, understand, gut feeling, on and off, yes, no, maybe. It's time. So, what I told you, it's true. I don't expect anyone to believe it. But while I was telling, it doesn't matter. It needed to be said, and that, like I said, it'll be important to the right people at the right time. But more so than that, while I did it, I was explaining to you different things about how things happen. And then as you start waking up, the same things start happening to you. And when that happens, you start having a little more faith in yourself. You'll start having faith, not in me, but some of the things I've told you. Okay? And then you'll understand that these books I wrote for you are going to start making a lot of sense. So, folks, love you. Take care. Try to find yourselves, and you do it by relaxing. Okay? You are much more than you even think you can be. Okay? Love you, man. Perk loves you too. See you in a little bit.